After being harassed by the IJN for days, USS Gudgeon has finally escaped. The boat is on a heading of 055 degrees, making her way towards Honshu, with 5 torpedoes loaded in the tubes. We have sent a total of 13 vessels down to the bottom this patrol. Granted, 2 of those were small fishing boats, but still, an impressive amount of tonnage has been sent to the bottom of the Pacific. This is most definitely a high note to end my command on. I can't help but think about how in a few weeks, I will no longer be in command of USS Gudgeon. I need to push these thoughts to the back of my head, however. We are still in very hostile waters, and I have 5 fish to plug into some Japanese ships. A whole 24 hours have passed since my last entry. Since then, no contact was made with the enemy. Until now, that is. SD air search radar has picked up contacts to the east, coming in fast. Emergency dive was ordered, the ballast tanks rushed with water, and USS Gudgeon descended to safety at 160 feet.
Current depth 100.
At long last, we have arrived at our new patrol area, Sagami Bay. These waters are going to be extremely dangerous. Therefore, Gudgeon will remain submerged during daylight hours. There should be plenty of shipping in these waters to engage, that is for sure.
Current depth 40.
By around midday, our hydrophone operator picked up 2 warships. Both seem to be protecting the entrance into Tokyo Bay. Gudgeon is approaching the entrance to see if there's any shipping we can catch going in or out. Gudgeon is currently at Periscope depth in Sagami Bay. The boat has not been harassed by any warships. However, we do have a handful of hydrophone contacts that we are dealing with. Here is our current position, and I'm hoping to patrol around these waters right here where it's nice and deep. We can check our depth under keel currently just to see what the situation is, and it is well over 1,000 feet, so we have plenty of room to play around with. Hell, we could even get even closer to Yokosuka, but that may start to get a little dangerous. We will see how things go in these waters. The last thing I want is to get our boat sunk. We have to remember, we do have some hull damage here. We have 25% hull damage, so that is something we need to keep in mind, and we want to avoid even more depth charge attacks. I have a feeling the enemy warships in these waters are not going to be playing around, that is for sure. Now, if we go over to our hydrophone, we can actually see we have multiple contacts. Most of them are in front of us, so here's one. Here's a warship. We can send that. Then we have something else, an unknown contact, pretty much dead ahead. I'm going to assume it's another warship for the time being.
Bearing 8. Long range.
And then we have this. This is definitely a warship. Sounds like a little sub-chaser. We have been tracking this one. She is pretty audible
Sonar contact. Warship
at this
closing.
point.
Bearing 2, 6. Long range.
So that is 3 potential warships. Not counting anything that may be hiding in our baffles, but I don't think there is anything back there. We go to the map here, we can see. It looks like one of them is definitely, this is the high-pitched one. Seems like this one is definitely protecting this little port here to our east. So that is really no factor. Let's do a quick sweep on the surface just to see if there's anything going on out there. I am curious if we can see this guy at bearing 026. The seas are extremely calm. And, okay, I thought I could see something out there, but actually, I think I can actually see smoke on the horizon. Yep, I do see something there. I thought it was a smudge on the periscope, but there is in fact a very faint blob right here on my mouse cursor. And it looks like smoke. I'm kind of keen just to investigate to know what we are going up against. Let's change our heading ever so slightly. It looks like she is heading towards us. Downscope.
40140.
Alright. Let's investigate what this is, just for fun. Practice our plotting and interception skills. So far, though, I don't think there's any freighters in the area. And let's listen to this contact at 026. That's our high-pitched friend. I guess I'm more interested at what's in front of us. Interesting. So there's an... that is interesting. Okay, well, we will see. This thing sounds small, actually. Let's continue on course.
Yes, sir. Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not interested in this contact. I'm more interested in these faint ones. They could be larger. They both sound like warships, though, from what little I can hear. Well, we didn't have to really close in on that high-pitched destroyer. It looks like it came to us, and there she is. There's the tippity top of her masts. Can't really make out what that is. It is definitely a warship. It looks pretty small, probably a sub-chaser of sorts. Is there anything else we can see out here? It has gotten closer, but it does look like it is turned away. Wow, there's land. There's Japan. Interesting to see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else on the horizon. Just this one little guy here. It's currently around 9,000 yards away, and it is heading north. So we are going to change course. Let's just head south for a bit and patrol these waters. CO2, yeah, that is fine. We are adopting the policy of staying submerged during daylight hours in these waters, for obvious reasons. As the sun began to set, Gudgeon started making her way to the west, away from the enemy contacts. I want to make sure we are in relatively safe waters when we surface the boat. Gudgeon will be back in the morning, however, silently lurking, waiting for her prey. USS Gudgeon has encountered a large convoy heading 020 degrees. According to our radar operator, the force consisted of around 6 ships. The target plot shows they are moving fast, but it is way too early to determine their exact speed. Gudgeon will be at the intercept point in 20 minutes. Gudgeon has established visual contact on the Japanese task force, and we are closing in on it, getting into position for a underwater attack. We are obviously going to use torpedoes, and looking at this task force, it doesn't look like there's really any destroyers. Of course, this immediately draws our eye. It looks like a Sendai, maybe? It's a 4-stacker Japanese light cruiser. That is going to be one of our targets for sure. I'm looking at what we got here. We have a tanker, which is a very high value target, but I'm thinking it will be hard to hit the tanker and the cruiser due to their positioning. It looks like, I believe these two are running parallel with each other. Yeah, I think that this is the cruiser and this is the tanker, but we will see shortly. Let's go ahead and identify the cruiser while we're on the surface and have the time. Pull this up. Okay, 4-stacker. Obviously, it's nothing too crazy here. I'm guessing it's going to be around 4,000, 5,000 tons. Okay, this is a Kuma. And, okay, 4-stacker Dakka class. Light warship with scout planes. Yeah. Okay, it has this thing on the back with the catapult of the float plane. I think that is her. 5,113 tons. I will take it. Let's go ahead and estimate her range while we are at it. Looks like there's a mast there. Mark
2-6.
Pull this up. Range to target 6,000 yards. Okay, we need to get ready to dive. Let's also man battle stations while I'm thinking about it. Okay, this is a merchant ship. Tanker. Looks like a nice tanker. Definitely something I would like to target, but given the circumstances, I'm not sure we will be able to. Seiko Maru? Yeah, maybe 5,000 tons. It's actually a bit smaller than anticipated. Let's mark that, and I'm curious. Okay, yeah, geez, all right. And it looks like they are now saying they are going medium speed, and some are going fast. All right. I may make, yeah, let's do the rest of this approach underwater. Down to periscope depth, please. Getting a little too close. Dive the boat.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Planes dive 15 degrees. Planes dive 15 degrees, huh? All clear.
Current depth 40.
Okay, the boat is down to periscope depth. We are raising the night periscope to get a good look at our friends, and they are kicking up quite the wake, aren't they? Okay, lock on our friend.
Bearing 3.
Okay, we are tracking the warship. Can you please just conduct a regular sweep, please?
Sweeping.
Thank you. We need to establish this guy's speed. We are going to use the 3-minute method to do that. And mark. Start the clock. Let's try to establish target range one more time. These guys are moving so quickly, we'll probably only get one shot at this. Mark. Okay, range to target 3,836 yards. Angle on bow, 40 degrees port, mark. I'm guessing they're going around 15 knots. And looking at this, Who is number 2 in this line? It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like it's this guy. And this looks like a very familiar site. Merchant shipping. Let's go back. This is that large, like 10,000 ton troop transport. Let's look. Katuran Maru, 6,783 tons. Plug that in. Okay, so I'm thinking 1 fish at this guy, and then, or 2 fish going towards this target, and then 1 going for the light cruiser. I think we'll be able to sink the light cruiser with 1 Mark 14 torpedo. That's kind of my hope anyway. I could fire 2 and 2, but that leaves us with only 1 torpedo for a future engagement. We'll see. Oh my gosh, these guys are... Okay, let's adjust course slightly.
Yes, sir.
Move standard so we can... These guys are catching up on us extremely quickly. What's the clock showing? Okay, we're passing 1:30. Mark that. 1:30. What do we got? What are we cooking with? 8 knots, 16 knots. I think we'll have enough time. Mark. I may just go for the cruiser given our speed. And they're saying 14 knots. Okay, passing 2 minutes. Need to keep our eyes on that. 14 knots, 14 knots. Interesting. Let's prep our torpedoes. Alright, tube 1. Contact. Yeah, sure, run at 6 feet. Contact, make sure. Alright, we'll shoot tubes 1, 2, and 4. All will go contact. Okay, passing 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We want to just be sure we don't forget about this, because speed is extremely important here. We're moving at 4 knots. Hopefully these guys, I'm sure they may have some form of sonar. It doesn't look like they are capable of rolling depth charges or anything like that. Okay, closing in. Yeah, we need to get ready to fire here. This is going to be fast. You know what? I'm thinking... Okay, Mark. I'm thinking we'll just hit the cruiser. I don't think we have... 15 knots. 15 knots. Alright, 15 knots. Mark. Range. Mark. Angle on bow. Right now. 75 degrees port. Mark. Okay, wire alarm's going off. That's not good.
Yes, sir.
Open tube 1.
Ahead 1/3.
No, no, no. No, 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 no. Do not surface. Are they slowing down? Are they turning? I heard an alarm.
Periscope depth. Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Shit.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Did something happen? I think they did slow down. Look at that wake. Mark. Turn on the position keeper. Is she turning? She is turning. Mark. 11 knots. Plug that in. Yep. Okay, they're going evasive. They picked us up somehow. She's using searchlights. Yeah, shoot. Not good. I'm guessing she has some sort of passive sonar and she picked us up with that. Okay, adjust course slightly.
New course. New course. 9 4.
Not good at all. However, lock on target. Mark. Knots. Okay. Say 11 knots. Eagle on bow, just shy of 90. Mark. Open tube 1. They're fucking this up. Alright. 11 knots. High speed. Tube 1. One more. Okay, angle on bow is 90 now. Mark. Dude, she's just... Okay, go 10.5. Nine knots. Mark. Tube 1. Fire. Okay. Open the tube. Man, what a disaster. Fire. Get that shit out of here. Okay. Torpedo away. Let's see how this goes. By some sort of miracle, our torpedo fired in complete desperation landed home and managed to sink the target. We took a botched attack and managed to get some success out of it. One more warship added to Gudgeon's tally. The freighters were rushing off at high speed in all directions, and sonar reported warships coming in fast from the northeast. I made the decision to disengage. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's episode. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I will see you all on the next one.